It's that time of year again. Holiday time, great celebrations, buying gifts. Well, I know for a lot of people who are non-divers, they love supporting their divers, friends and family with gifts that they can use. But as a non-diver, you don't really know what to buy. So in this video, I'm going to tell you from my 20 plus years of experience of diving, the 10 things that all divers are going to want. Now, let's start off with an easy one. They're also not in any order whatsoever. They're just in order as I have thought to put them in a list, not in my favorites. The first one I'd say is always a bar charger. I know you kind of think, oh, they're going to have their cell phone charged. But the fact of the matter is on a boat, there's no plug-ins. So sometimes when you're out, you need a bar charger. And I love this one because it's very compact and durable. And if you can see my scratches on it, it's been around and about. And it just holds up tremendously. So anybody that's a diver is gonna need an extended life bar charger. Also, to make your holiday shopping even easier, I put a link to all these items that are on my list down in the comments below. Just click those three little dots that are vertical, open up the comments, find the link you want, click it. Like that, it's coming to your house, you're done shopping. My next holiday gift idea is a dive mask box. I know this doesn't look impressive, but the fact of the matter is that these things save divers so much. This box is going to last 5 to 10 years, depending on how bad of a rough trip they have at some point. And this is my new one I'm really excited about because this was replacing this one that just got back from Maldives. That looks like this. Now, of course, it makes me worried about what happened to my gear, that somebody did something like this to it. But when it's a $15 box and it's holding a $300 mask, this is an amazing gift. The next gift I suggest is a regulator bag. And I know a lot of times people are like, nah, just throw my regulator in with my wetsuit and stuff. But in all honesty, I have found this bag has saved my mouthpiece many a trip. Now, the reason I like this one, I've had it for about 10 years, is that one, it's got plastic zippers, so therefore it doesn't get that ocean stuff that makes them all freeze up and get nasty. I also like that it's round. For some reason, somebody thought that regulator bags should be square, and when you roll up the cords, they roll up round. So round makes sense. This one I also like because it's deep and I don't have to be precise about getting it in there. I roll it up pretty and it goes. Finally, it's got a little bit of sturdiness to the side that I can put it in my dive bag when I'm traveling. And I know this gear has some protection to it. So this is one of the things that a lot of times divers kind of pass on and don't get. But I really recommend this one. They're gonna like it. Another thing that people that are on dive boats and diving need is a dry bag. And the way dry bags work is that they have a top that whenever you close it, you roll it down and then you clip it and everything that's inside stays dry. Okay, if you've ever been on a dive boat or around diving, everything is wet. So when you have a clicker for your car, or if you just want to dry a towel or anything you need to have dry, you got to have some place to put it. And they always tell you there's a dryer in the boat. Nah, dryers don't always stay dry. So I always have one, and I like this one. This is my pink one because I know exactly that it's mine. The other thing I like about this one, this is a 20 liter, is that it's big enough that it has back straps on it, because there's many a times that when I'm trying to get on a boat, I got gear and I need hands. So I have this closed down, I put the straps on my back, it's back there, I'm getting the boat, going through the water, life is great. These do come in multiple colors and from 5 liters to about 30 liters. 20 liter is the good size for a dive boat. The next thing that I love on my dive boat is my water bottle. Diving in salt water means you're always thirsty. And point blank, right here, let me state, I do not use one-use water bottles if I can absolutely help it. As a diver, all you have to do is go out in the ocean and see one of those places where it's full of plastic and you never use them again. So this are the ones I use. And they come in about 10 different colors. And it's made of silicone, so it's squishy. Okay? The other thing I like about it is that there's none of those straws you have to deal with that I kind of worry about getting cooties in them. And the other thing is it's a wide mouth. So therefore I can pour water in it and I can see what I'm pouring in. I don't overflow it on my hand like the metal ones do. The other thing I'd like is that since it's squishy, some of the ones that are squishy and silicone, if you have water in them, you're going to get them on yourself. Instead, this one has this cool little ring, which is hard plastic. So therefore, or hard-ish plastic. So therefore, I don't get wet when I'm holding my water bottle. And the best part, because space is always an issue with the diver, is that when this is empty, it rolls up small like this, and I just fling it in my dive bag until I get home, and it's there taken care of. So it went from this size, you know, like a size like this, to this size, and takes up a lot less space and a lot less weight. So this is one of the water bottles that we love. If your diver travels overseas, international, things like that, this has become one of my favorite traveling tools for logistics. It is, now that we travel with COVID and so many places you have to have your COVID card, this kind of protects everything, keeps it all organized. So your COVID card goes on one side, nice and protected so that people don't have to touch it. And on the other side, you put your passport. And what I like about the way this is designed is that I hand this to TSA and they do the little swipey thing they do whenever you're doing immigration customs, and they don't have to take my passport out, and so it's just all kind of there and it's all protected in one little thing. The other thing I like about this is that it's got this little spot for credit cards. I'm not ever put my credit cards in here, but what I do put in here is I'll put in here if somebody gives me that I'm traveling with, like a waiter or butler or somebody that's giving me really good service. If they give me a business card, I slide in here. I'll take a little piece of paper for something and slide it in here so that when I get home and I'm doing my reviews on TripAdvisor and all these different random places that I love to give positive reviews, all that stuff's been kept in here, and I remember the name of the dive master and I remember the name of the people. So it keeps all my little logistic stuff all together in one spot. Another item that I have to tell you, hubby and I have gotten so much joy from is this Reef Fish ID book. Now, the one that I've got here is 2nd edition. We got it 21 years ago. The one that's the link below is for 5th edition. And it covers so much more of the world than ours does. And what's nice about it, compared to a lot of other fish ID books, is that it doesn't break things down by families and genuses, which honestly, I don't know. What it does is it first breaks them down by what they look like pointy nose or silvery or disc bodies, which makes common sense to people like me. Then, once you figure out what shape or look it is, it then gives you color pictures and little ideas about what it would look like, so you make sure you actually saw it. Now, this is the part that makes me teary-eyed of this book and makes it so neat to me, is there's a log in the back. And so hubby and I have written down all the times that we have seen a fish for the first time. And we, when we're out traveling, go back and do nostalgia of, oh yeah, we saw that parrotfish in 1999 or 1998. And it really brings back memories. So this gift is a good one. As I talked about earlier, dive boats are wet, and when you get out of the water, you're always kind of chilled, but there's not a lot of room. So this is my saving grace on dive boats when I'm really wet still. This is my towel, and I love it. It works. It's microfiber, and it works. It comes in a little pouch. It works just like the chamois you use on your car when you get the water off, but instead it's getting water off of me. And so it's really, really super thin, and it just sucks the water off me. But because it's this microfiber stuff, it dries in instant. So it's not unusual that I dry off with it, and within an hour at max, It's dry and ready to go back to its bag when I'm done with it. The other thing I like is there are times where I need to spread out gear, or I don't want to sit on the sand and I don't want to get sandy. You put this thing in the sand doesn't go through it like a normal towel, and when you're done and ready to put it back in its little bag, all you do is pick it up and the sand falls right off. There's none of this flinging it and sand goes everywhere. This is just a good towel for when you are diving. If you're wanting a great gift for a diver who travels, goes international, things like that, this Cressy Moby 5 bag is perfect. Now, the reason I love it is because hubby and I travel together and we carry all of our own gear. In doing that, this Cressy bag will hold all of this gear you see here. Then I love that it has backpack straps on the back of it, so that the times that you can't roll something across the sand, we just put this on our back, carry it onto the boat. Life is great. So if you need a good idea for your couple divers, because this thing will hold 2 sets of gear, this is a great choice. Now, if I had to choose something to probably be one of my best gift suggestions for diving, traveling, anything of that nature, it would be this, which this looks like a lowly infinity scarf, okay? I've had one of these for about 20 years. This is honestly the 5th one I've had. I lost one somewhere, and 3, I have given it gifts at opportune times in my travels around the world. And I don't even think these are in fashion right now, but I do not go anywhere that I do not have a bag or a backpack that this is not shoved in with me. It's small, it's durable, and the fact of the matter is I never actually use it as an infinity scarf. I use it as a blanket. I use it like hubby got a picture of me doing it here on airplane. I use it on buses. I use it as any place that I think that I might be cold, because it's just enough with its double layers to keep you warm. When we were traveling on our cruise around South America on a whale watching boat, one of the little kids with us was still shivering. I wrapped it around him and he said, "Ooh, this feels like a hug." And that's what it does. I also do it like if I'm coming out of a museum and it started raining and I gotta get to a car, I do this. And it literally will get me. Okay, it's not going to keep me from getting drenched, but it will keep me from being completely drenched in that 10 feet it takes to get to the car. And then it dries in no time whatsoever. I have honestly used it when I've been spilled on to wrap it around me so that you didn't notice the spill. But this, because it squishes up so well, is a must for anybody who ever gets chilled, or ever has a kid there with that gets chilled, or worries about getting damp. This is a wonderful gift idea. So this is my list of gift ideas for divers. Watch these next videos and you'll find out ideas for stocking stuffers, for more of your travelers, for other groups of people. I guarantee you're going to find some others that are going to make it so easy for your gift giving. So watch these next ones.